And then, I mean, I've heard that before too. People are like, oh, the number is not 666. It's originally this number. It's 616 or 6 this, and then try to switch things. And it's like, the number 6 is connected to witchcraft. So if you look up the word hex, hex is connected to a 6. So if you look up hex, it stems from Greek for 6. So hex is Greek for 6. Hex is like to curse, like witchcraft. It's connected to occult and witchcraft. Well, hex is connected to 6, because if you think like a hexagon, 6 sides to a hexagon. So it's like a hex is connected to 6. So the 6 is connected to hexing people. It's connected to witchcraft. So that's why their number is like 6, and you see it in everything. Like even in the coronavirus South Park there, the epidemic one, they have Cartman. Eric Cartman has the flag with the 6 on it. Oh, keep your distance, 6 feet, Mom, 6 feet, Mom. And he's walking around with a 6 flag, and 6 Flags. There you go, 6 Flags, Darien Lake. Motel 6. They all have 666 on them. It's clearly to do with hexing people and witchcraft, and it's way beyond what people actually understand. So we're instructed not to study witchcraft and stuff like that, right? So I learned that just from looking up hex in the dictionary. Like I Googled it, I came across the word hex, and I was just like, all right, let's look up the word hex. What does that mean? And then came across it, and it's like hexagon. It says like hex, occult, witchcraft. And it said, oh, hexagon. It was connected to hexagon, 6 sides. And it said 666 in the definition. So I was like, oh, that's not rocket science. In the definition on Google, if you look it up, like the word hex, it'll say 6 sides to this, and it's connected to 6. And then so it says, whenever I'm saying 666, it's speaking against 666. It's like, so it's like if I'm saying it a lot, I'm doing it to bring it to the light and to expose it. I'm not like trying to sneak it in things. Like when they had, like how Drake, starting to try to call the Toronto the 6. And then like when he's talking to Jimmy Fallon on the interview, and they're like, oh, we're calling it the 6. And they keep saying 666 over and over again on that show and in the interview, and sneaking it in and people don't even notice that they keep just saying 666, and it's like Jimmy Fallon, oh, I know girls have said that you're 60, and they just keep on saying 6 over.
But this is where you, this is where you, the 6 god, people call it the 6. So the 6,
yes.
It's a Canada thing, right?
Yeah,
it's a Toronto thing.
Yeah, it derives from our area code's 416. So I just went, we were debating on the 4, but then I just went tail end on them, and I went 6.
Yeah, the 6, yeah.
And actually at one point, it was considered that Toronto was broken up into 6 areas, so it's all clicking, man.
And
you know
6,
what I mean?
and girls think you're 6'.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Like if you look in their songs and their scripts, it'll be hidden in there.
Why?
Like tons of songs. Oh, you want to ride in the 6? Get high in the 6. Like
you want to ride in the 6. You want to dine in the 6. Yeah, you want to ride in the 6. You want to dine in the 6. And when I lean for the kiss, you said I'll probably send you some pics. And I'm like, hey.
like they just they're trying to make it catch on and be cool because they're trying to plant that in things. And even with all of these COVID-19, they put all, like it was in the South Park episode too. I noticed it because they have 3 COVID-19 signs right on the background behind Randy in the one scene. It's like they're putting up the 9 is an upside down 6. So they, like, when you look at all these COVID-19 signs that are all over the place now, they're putting 6s everywhere. So that's why it's in there. And like COVID-19, it's like if you do that, check that too. Like that's C19. So like you check, it's like C, then you check I, which is what or 6 COVID-19 would it adds up to CIA, like, or CAI, because 1 is A and then 9 is I. So you got CAI. Reverse that, it's an anagram. CIA. Like, it's clearly it's not a bunch of rocket science, like, but yeah, there's codes and stuff, and they're purposely putting 6s in things. And they start selling like the Toronto hats, like it says 6 on the hat, you know, and they're trying to sell that and get people in Toronto to put that on their heads, you know, probably because they're trying to battle the city that God has revealed His prophet through, which is me, which is connected to Toronto, TOJs. He made mention of me and my name through Toronto before I was even born. So like. So they're like, oh, this city has something to do with God, so like we have to try to get our number in there and hex and put some witchcraft in there. And then like if you even look up New Era hats, you know, like every New Era hat has it in it. They came out with the devil horns New Era hats. You know, it's in most of their logos, like sports logos, New Jersey Devils, or this, like, just tons of different ones. Chicago Blackhawks, and you can see like in the nose it looks like a 6, or it'll like there'll be one eye on the logo and things, like, you know, the Toronto Blue Jay logo it's like the one eye again, you know, so it's like trying to connect the city and me to the 6, when it's like everyone who knows me knows I reject the 6 completely. Like, I can't stand it. Like, I don't like I see it in like all the products, all the movies, tons of things, and I'm like always speaking against it, you know, like, do not put this on your body. I'm exposing that it's hidden in people's tattoos, just tons of things. Like, it's witchcraft. Like, and I found the perfect example of what I'm talking about here. I came across this on Facebook. So there's a girl, and it's kind of funny because I'm not trying to like embarrass or anything, but her name is Kim Possible, which I thought was kind of funny because it says I'm possible in her name, and this is possible that this happens, and it does happen a lot. It happened to me, you know, like how I was saying, I had a tattoo on me that had 666 hidden in it that I got removed, you know, even though my intention was toward love and good and spread positivity. It said live to love to live, or love to live to love. You know, that's what my tattoo said. But yeah, like, and then there was hidden. I found the 6s hidden in it. It had live backwards is evil. I had my other one. I had, like I said, I've had a few. I got them removed though. So. But yeah, so there's this. Here's an example. I saw this girl post. So there's a picture. Unalome. I guess it's a symbol. So it says the unalome is a symbol for the journey to enlightenment. I personally love this symbol as it reminds us that the path isn't always straight, perfect, or even in the right direction. Our paths to awakening are filled with missteps, lessons to learn, and suffering. So that's what the meaning of this symbol is, apparently. But as I'm going to show here, like, people clearly don't see things when they're like thinking, when this happens, where it's like, oh, they just something compels them to get some sort of mark on their body, and they're like, it means this to me, and then it has things hidden in it. So it's like devils, de-evils, use tricks and symbols like this to trick people into accepting the mark of the beast, to plant images in heads and subliminally communicate. And it's known that symbols are used in witchcraft, in forms of witchcraft, like symbolism and stuff like that, like the pentagram and stuff like that. So, so it says, you can see here, so if you turn this sideways, you can see 666 is hidden right in there, you know, and then also what looks like an eye with a 6 in it, you know. So and then if you look at the comments, and they're saying, oh, Coolio, which is also like a rapper, like an idolater, probably has some sort of devil in him, but that's just a saying, Coolio, it's just saying cool, but then you see this guy here is commenting, gonna be my first tattoo. So he's like he's thinking about getting his tattoo, and she responds, I was thinking that as well. You know, so she's thinking, that's two people thinking about getting this random mark on them that they think it means this, but then it still has 666 hidden in it and like eye symbolism kind of thing. So it's like, and then yeah, like they're like boy y'all, probably like hooray or something like but and then so like perfect example of what I'm talking about here. And then it was fitting that this was her next post and picture on her profile. It says, check yourself. Sometimes you are the toxic person. Sometimes you are the mean, negative person you're looking to push away. Sometimes the problem is you. And that doesn't make you less worthy. Keep on growing. Keep on checking yourself. Keep on motivating yourself. Mistakes are opportunities. Look at them, own them, grow from them, and move on. Do better, be better. You're human, it's okay. So, I mean, if that's kind of funny, it's saying like check yourself, and not it's like check yourself before you wreck yourself kind of thing. And then also it's like, it's true though, like this they can look at this as a problem or an opportunity to share. You know, I can turn this into an opportunity. Like it says, God can use all things for good and the good of those who love Him and serve Him, and according to His purpose, kind of thing. You know, so it's like so then it says like right here, it's like, you know, I could have taken that message as, I'm the toxic person that I'm trying to push away, or this, but like from my perspective, I'm to try to warn someone. That's loving them, like, you know, it's like trying to give them a fair warning. That's loving to them. You're not trying to push them away. So it's like I do that. I'm sharing this to try to help, you know, to try to love and bring to attention and raise awareness and consciousness and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And I could view this as a mistake or as an opportunity, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of funny that was the next post, you know, and because I could grow from this, they could grow from this, you know, and then we can move on and do better and be better. And it says you're human, it's okay. You know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes people post messages, but then they have a hard time practicing what they preach, right? So I don't know how these people are going to respond to this, or how she would respond if I, you know, I'm thinking, is it my responsibility to warn every individual that I come across that, you know, that I see putting things on their body and this and that? That's what I try to do in bulk with these kinds of videos, because it's like, I can't talk to. There's so many people on this planet. It's like I said, like I'm not going to talk to 99, not even 99% of them. There's what 6.5 billion people estimated or something on this planet, and I'm not. Chances are in this life and world, I'm not going to talk to 99% of them. So like not even 99% of them. So about like that many of them are basically background people to me, where they're just background. It doesn't mean that they're not important, but they're just background people. They're not, which means they're not like involved in my direct personal life day to day. You know what I mean? So it's like, so they're not like, but that's not to say that they're not important and don't matter. Like, because we're all connected and affect each other in ways, whether directly or indirectly in each other's lives. So in like out of love, as a fellow human being, I feel, and a servant of God, I feel like it is my responsibility to try to warn these people and you people. So I probably will send this directly in a private message to her and him. Probably, what I expect is they'll either appreciate it and see the love in the warning, or they'll, like it says, persecute, hate on me, things like that, for call me crazy, or oh, I don't have to be on just because you're on a crazy Christian level, or this and that, or at this level awareness doesn't mean that I have to be, or blah blah blah. Who knows what they're gonna say, right? But I'm just using this as an example, But hopefully, they can see the love and like brotherhood and guidance in it, in me trying to help them more, from my perspective, So yeah, I just wanted to share that because it's pretty funny. It's like I found it funny, and like the perfect example to use, to proof, like as further proof of what I'm talking about here. Anyway, much love, peace. Like, I've got one on my sweater right now, like that's 905, like my area code, like 905. Like I said, 9. It's reverse. It's an inverted. It's like a reverse 6. It's like I'm not purposely trying to put that in there, but it's like it's in, like they put it in stuff. They put it in like everything. It's just like it's like this. Like it's just like it's like even the Under Armour. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be like a U, and an A for Under Armour, but I mean, you look at it, it's like there's a 6 right there, and then like if you turned it and keep turning it, you'll see 666, and it's just it's 4 6s like linked up. You know what I mean? Like it's like they hide it and stuff, and it's like it's kind of unavoidable. You can't, like, that's why with my the New Era hats, I was like, don't know if I want to. That's a next level because that's on your head and everything, but it's like. That's why it's like, it's kind of unavoidable. It's on everything. Like, equality toilet paper. Like, you take a look at a quality toilet paper, you'll see, like, the little 6 swoop. And it's like, I don't mind wiping my butt with 666. Like, but, that's what it deserves. But yeah, it's on, like, products, like, you look on any product. It'll be on, like, shampoo bottles and, like, yeah, it's on the shampoo that you can buy at Dollarama, called Enchant. It says like Enchant or Enchante or something, but it's Enchant, which has to do with magic. And you look in the circle of it, and you look closer at it, and there's the 666 in it. So like God knows if you're accepting of that or not, So it is kind of unavoidable. That's why, I'd have to get rid of like all my clothes. Like it's probably on all the tags. It's on like tons of stuff. It's just ridiculous how much they planted on things. But it is witchcraft. Like, it's like in the banisters of your houses, like like the railings, like, they always have the 6s in them, and people's front doors. You see them in the designs of their front doors and on their guardrails of their porches and things like that. you know, the symbol for like the pentagram, you know, the star. That's why they call them all stars in Hollywood. Like, they're all obsessed with stardom, you know. So it's like that's what it is.
Dreams are my speciality. Through dreams, I influence mankind. My dream is of eternity with you.
And people will see some of the content that I put out, and they will automatically try to judge and make a judgment on me because they see like, oh, he has twerking videos and there's girls in it and this and that, and it's like, that's called clickbait. That's called fishing for men. Perhaps you've heard of it, fishing for people, and it's not the healthy that need a physician and a doctor. It's the sick. So it's like Jesus understood that, you know. I understand that. I mean, who do you think I'm trying to get through to that needs to hear these things? You know, it's the sleeping. It's the ones who are sleeping that need to be awoken and given the message. Hopefully some of it gets through to them. And to do that, to attract them, you have to give them what they take to. And you have to, you know, so it's called clickbait. It's called satirical satire. It's exaggerated examples of behaviors and misbehaviors to prove a point. You're exaggerating behaviors to hopefully get through to people, and sometimes you do that with comedy. You can do that with you know, some of the things that I show, videos that I put out there, some of the words that I speak. People, he's swearing, and you know, oh, that's not of God, and blah 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 blah. It's like, it's called satire. You're using verbal and visual examples to get a point across, to exaggerate these kinds of behaviors. Yeah, so New Era is pushing the mark of the beast, and I mean, they even have hats that say beast on them, you know, that say beast right on them, and then you look on the inside and there's the mark of the beast. And I mean, that they've been, and it's like their symbol, it's NE for New Era, but it also looks like an American flag, like it's on the side of the hats, and it represents the American flag as well, because it's an American company based out of Buffalo. But yeah, it represents the beast. They're pushing the beast across the world using Hollywood and media and TV. And that's why they have shows, you know, Beauty and the Beast, Ultimate Beast Master, calling Beast the Master, and they're trying to make, you know, Beast Mode, like it's a cool saying. Oh, he went Beast Mode, and then they have, like, you know, there's even like the famous YouTube streamer guy of the gamer guy, Mr. Beast, and he gives away all the money and all those things.
He's a beast. For those of you that don't know, Mr. Beast's real name is Jimmy Donaldson, and in fact, his YouTube channel wasn't always just Mr. Beast. When he first made the channel, it was actually Mr. Beast 6000, and eventually Mr. Beast changed it to what we're all familiar with today, just Mr. Beast.
When I made this channel, I named it Mr. Beast 6000. I honestly have no idea where I got that from.
It's like anyone who's pushing Beast promotion gets embraced by the Beast, you know. So it's like it's like X-Men, the Beast, and X-Men, you know, like, and it's not a coincidence that his symbol is an X, the X with a circle around it, you know. And like I say in this video, like X it equals 6, you know. So it's no coincidence that the Beast's number, like the Beast is, they have the X for in X-Men. And like I also explained about X-Men, you know, like X is the 24th letter, so 2 plus 4, that equals 6. So X-Men would be 6 men. So, and when you look in the Bible, it says 6 is the number. It's the number of a man, because man was made on the sixth day, and so it'd be 6 men, which that's what all these beings are. Is they're all pushing the 6, and then also because X-Men, like they're X-Men, like they used to be men, and then X-Men as in like kill men. So basically what X-Men is teaching is like kill men, kill man. You know, so it's like, but yeah, there's tons of stuff to do with the Beast. They're just pushing this Beast stuff across. It's all Beast promotion of all across the entire world, and people just fall for it. You know, like. You know, whatever, but it's over their heads. Just like, I mean, the mark 666 is clearly over you people's heads, like, pun intended, because when you look on the inside of New Era hats, they have 666 in them. Written, it's inside New Era hats. If you look at Beats headphones, it's on Beats headphones. You look at Monster Energy drink, and the monster those 3 stripes, like that's in Hebrew, that's 666, and you'll see they sponsor tons of things. You know, they're on hats, they're on shirts, and they get that mark on people's body. They're linked up with Fox Racing, so that company, Fox equals 666 as well, because the F is 6. O is the 15th letter, so that's 1 plus 5, that's 6, and then X is the 24th letter. 2 plus 4 equals 6, so that's 666. And it goes beyond that. And even the little Fox logo looks like a little devil face, like it's like a little face with like the ears, like, which could look like horns, you know, so it's like a little devil. And they're like, you know, they're in partnership with Monster Energy drinks, you know, which are their slogan, like unleash the beast, you know. So it's like, and then you see, you know, you can see that one girl, what's her name, that one little witch girl, the new girl, she's got that one song, I forget her name, I don't even know her name, I don't know, like Billie Eilish or something. It's that she has the song all good girls go to hell or something like that. Like, you know, like, oh yeah, that's not false teaching. And then in the song, you know, she's like, Lucifer is lonely in the song and all this, and it's just like pure evil little witches. And she's got a picture of her wearing, you know, Monster shirt. She's got 666 written on her head, you know, so it's like, it's clearly, you know, and I've taken other pictures of it. You know, there's that one motocross guy sponsored by Monster. His bike number is 66. You can see him sitting in front of his bike. He's got a 6 on the back of his bike. He's got 2 6s on the front of his bike that you can see, and he's wearing a Monster shirt and Monster logo on his head. You know, and he's got which is 666 right on his head. You know, it's like, it's so obvious. So it's like, people don't see it until someone like me comes along and points it out and makes it obvious, and then people are like shocked and like, whoa, like how did I not see this before, you know? So it's like, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to teach people and open up their eyes and train you to open up your eyes to seeing these things. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like you'll start seeing it everywhere. It's kind of like when if you drive a type of car, you know, if you like, say if you bought like a Honda Civic and then you start driving it, you start noticing how many Honda Civics there are, you know what I mean? Because you relate to it, you're like, oh, there it is. There's another Honda Civic. There's another Honda Civic. So it's like, it's kind of the same thing with this. Once you train your eyes to see it, you'll start seeing it everywhere. Like, it is everywhere. I mean, they got it in cities, like, around here, I mean, I see it all the time. It's in, like, like, you go through Whitby, Ontario, and it's in a lot of their phone numbers. You know, it'll be like, when they tried to give me a phone number, they tried to put 666 in it, you know, and I was like, I requested a new phone number. I was like, no, like, I don't want people pressing 666 to call me. Like, I don't want I don't want to be associated with those numbers at all. Like, you know, so it's like, so I got my number changed, you know, like, I was like, no, I'm not, that's not my number. Like, and that's what I'm doing with Toronto, because, like, it's like they're trying to put it on me. They're trying to be like, oh, connect his name to the 6, like Toronto to the 6, and it's like, no, sorry, not happening. Like, It's like, no, get that shit out of here. This is worse than the days of Sodom and Gomorrah and the days of Noah. This is far worse. This is the worst that the world has ever been throughout all of human history, if you think about it. Because back in the days of Noah and Sodom and Gomorrah, they didn't have the technology to be broadcasting and selling sin across the world to people. Like the filth and the porn and all the sins and all the filth that they're promoting. They didn't have the technology to be pushing this stuff and selling this stuff. Alcohol, drugs, poisons, cocaine, heroin. Like, this is a full-blown satanic attack against humanity, against human beings' souls. The soul is human body. They're trying to buy your body. They buy, sell your soul, buy your soul. You sell that to them, that they get possession over your body. That's all they care about. They don't care about they don't care about any of you people at all. They just want to use your bodies, buy your bodies, to do their evil deeds, to live through, experience things through, until they have to go to destruction. And they have to go to destruction. They're going to go to destruction. There's nothing that's going to stop that. They know that already. They do whatever they can and want to until then, basically, and then their time's up and they're gonna go, and they know there's no way out. There's no way out of that. Like, so, I mean, we're talking this whole government system. It's all set up by idols. It's all designed schemes. It tells you put on the armor of God so that you can see through the devil's schemes and stand your ground. And I mean, XXX. So like porn, that, like I said, X equals 6 because it's the 24th letter, so 2 plus 4. So XXX equals 666. You people are watching this stuff and putting it into your heads. It's just like, and it's like 6XXX is in 666. Spell out 666. You get SIX, SIX, SIX. That equals, what do you see? XXX. It's part of 666, and it equals 666. So, I mean, this goes way beyond what you people are willing to accept, and that way beyond what you're aware of. You know, and I know, it's all conspiracy, and you can connect anything to 666 adds up to the. It's like, nah, goes way beyond what you people are willing to realize and accept. Like, it's real. These beings are witches and devils from every Hollywood celebrity that you could think of. It's not like some of them. It's not like, if you wouldn't know their names, they wouldn't get any airtime at all if they didn't do rituals to get to where they are. They did initiation rituals. There's, like, you're talking everyone. It's a cult. It goes way deeper. This goes to the White House. Like, White House, they should be called Black House because it's because of darkness and evil. It should be called the Black House because they're the ones, this government, they're the ones who are overseeing and putting their stamp on all the productions, all the media, all the everything. They're promoting violence, warmongering, promoting gun use, just crimes against humanity. Scarface, become a cocaine dealer, and rise to the top, and all this nonsense. It's all them. It's from, you got, Joe Biden, Donald Trump. They're a cult. They're the same group of people. They always put their people in place for you to vote for, like there's any difference between them. Like, it's like, until people become aware of this, there's not going to be any change in there until God comes and makes the change, until you see them, the rapture happens, and, the saints are taken, and the evil beings are left on the earth to be destroyed. This earth is going down. the Bible tells us that. Like, so do not cling to it. Do not go down with it. Let go of it all. People are always trying to figure out, oh, it's about transforming. We have to step up and transform the world and this and that. No, we have to do what Jesus did. We have to be willing to pick up our cross. These beings are going to try to force these marks and force us to accept this system. And what can you really do to that? You know, if saints are nonviolent, people, if you're a follower of Jesus Christ, you're nonviolent. We believe in the resurrection, so you let them kill you and persecute you, and then you believe in the resurrection. You go to heaven, and then we come back on the clouds, or with Jesus. You know, so, and the angels, and or if you think about it symbolically, it's like maybe it's just awareness through, you know, even through me speaking to you right now. This is on the cloud. This is on the clouds, like they call the web the cloud, you know? So it's like you'll see him coming on the clouds, you know, with the angels and with the saints and the two witnesses dressed in sackcloth, which is like, you know, that could be the New Testament and the Old Testament testifying to these things, where it's like, you know, you see me dressed in sackcloth, you see me here, I've got a signet ring, I've met God, I've talked to God, He's anointed me, He sent me to, you know, to help you people and to raise this awareness. But, I mean, people just don't seem to get it. I mean, and the word's going to happen, so, like, the Bible is going to come to pass, so, like, it doesn't matter how much it says the evil is going to, the Antichrist is going to rise. They're going to overcome the saints. Many are going to be put to death, which I mean, we can already see that happening. You know, and it's going to come to pass. So there's nothing that you can do to stop God's word from coming to pass. So it says, if, like, you unfaithful, James 4:4, you know, you unfaithful people, do you not know to be the world's friend makes you an enemy of God? Makes an enemy of God? Because people are all trying to, like, save the world, like, oh, the world can be saved. It's like the world is completely corrupted. It's the evil angels were cast out of heaven. They were clearly cast down to earth. They're probably dwelling in all these beings. They're running this world until the time when, you know, God's going to send them to their destruction, and because it's like they chose that for themselves. So there will be a day when, just like the Bible says, He will send Elijah. And what did Elijah do? He went up to heaven in the fiery chariot. God took him up to heaven, you know, and so it's there. That's going to happen again. All the people are going to go up to heaven, and this world's going to be left to pretty much just, God's just going to destroy it, and then He's going to come back on the clouds. There's going to be war. It says there's going to be war, but I mean, it's not gonna be much of a war. You're talking about it being that, you know, He doesn't need human beings to be out fighting His battles. Like He said, Peter, like, put your sword away. You know, like, you do not think that I have, like, legions of angels, you know, 12 legions of angels right now that my Father can send to me to do this, you know? So it's like, that's the same thing, you know? It's not humans' responsibility. We're battling the spiritual realms, not the physical. So it's not our responsibility to physically go to war over this earth and over the beings. If any, like, Jesus taught us to love others as ourselves. So people aren't doing that. Even Christian people, that you don't understand, they are you. They are part of you right now. They're in your heart, they're in your mind, they're a character existing in you, and vice versa. You're in them. So, like, people don't get that yet. Even these beings, you know, like these beings in Hollywood and, you know, all these government people.
What's all this?
It doesn't seem like the Griffins are leaving anytime too soon. Oh, maybe.
Hey, Joe, what are all these pictures?
Oh, nothing. They're just some stupid scribbles I've been working on for a children's book.
I don't think that's stupid. I think that's awesome. I mean, my one note on these would be to hide a bunch of dongs in the backgrounds, but otherwise I think they're great.
Yeah, and I mean, some people, you'll hear them all the time. They're like, "Oh, let's all get together and go lynch them and kill them all," kind of thing. Like in that one scripture where it talks about like the master returning and saying, "Bring them here that will not serve me and that will not have me rule over them, and slay them all before me." That's what people are expecting from Christ. Some people, and I mean. Yeah, like people better hope that it doesn't get to that point where Christ and God and and me as well are commanding, bring these beings here and slay them all before me, because right now it's like I don't know the extent of what has to be done to these beings. They are. Like, there are devils in them, and I know the devils, there's not going to be any chance for them. They've already been judged. They're already judged and condemned. So it's not like, it says all things are possible in God and Christ, so it's still going to be up to Him who He chooses and forgives, if He forgives any of them, but, humans and people don't make the rules, God does. So, but from what the Word says, and God's Word says that those beings are already judged and condemned. Like, there's no salvation for them. They're way beyond salvation. Like, they're pure evil, killing kids, eating kids, and just purely viciously hateful against God. Like, and against everyone.
This is the Bad Meets Evil show. I'm Royce the 5'9", a.k.a. Bad. This is my good buddy Marshall, Evil. What's the next question, Jason?
And I am an adult.
Yes. Stop making that fucking face, man.
I came to your house and looked in your fridge. What would I see?
If I came into your house and looked into your fridge, what would be in your fridge, Evil?
What would be in my fridge?
Yes.
Why, dead babies, 5'9".
Dead babies would be in Evil's refrigerator.
Many body parts.
Wrapped in plastic. Preserving.
Now you will watch me draw upon the power of the universe to send that child into the netherworld. Now place it on the altar.
Goblin babe. Well, I saw my baby crying hard as babe could cry. What could I do? My baby's love had gone and left my baby blue. Nobody knew what kind of magic spell to use. Slime and snails on puppy thumbs nails. Thunder rolled lightning and baby said, dance, magic dance, magic dance, magic dance, magic dance. That baby spell on you. Jump, magic jump, magic jump, magic jump, magic jump. That magic jump on me. Slap that 9 hours and 23 minutes. You'll be mine. I saw my baby trying hard as babe could try. What could I do? My baby's fun had gone and left my baby blue. Nobody knew what kind of magic spells to use. Slime and snakes, happy dancing under your light. Then baby said, dance, magic dance, dance, magic dance. Jump, magic jump, jump, magic jump. Dance, magic dance, dance, magic dance, dance, magic dance, dance, magic dance. Jump, magic jump, jump, magic jump. Ooh.
Dr. Lee's pet engine cookie bags are not meant for babies, but they can be used for babies.
Jimbo, why don't you assist Lunch Lady Doris in the kitchen?
Bite me, Skinner.
Well, might we?
It's hard for me to clean this giant pot when you keep spilling meat tenderizer all over me. Oh, great. Now I gotta work in the dark.
This sandwich tastes so young and impudent. Seymour, what's with the good grab?
Well, perhaps I ought to let you folks in on a secret. You remember me telling Jimbo Jones that I'd make something of him one day?
Are you saying you killed Jimbo, processed his carcass, and served him for lunch?
I wonder where Jimbo is today. He should have beaten us up for our lunch money an hour ago.
For lunch, lady, please to have another sloppy Jimbo. Das ist gut, night.
No, that's your third helping, young man. It's making you fat and soft and tender. You just cut in line, didn't you? Reported attention, Ooter.
For how long?
Oh, about 7 minutes a pound should do it.
Okay, I got your German grub right here.
Bart, does it strike you as odd that Uter disappeared and suddenly they're serving us this mysterious food called Uterbraten?
Oh, relax, kids. I've got a gut feeling Ooter's around here somewhere. After all, isn't there a little Ooter in all of us? In fact, you might even say we just ate Ooter and he's in our stomachs right now. Wait, scratch that one.
Mom, you've got to help. They're cooking kids in the school cafeteria.
Listen, kids, you're 8 and 10 years old now. I can't be fighting all your battles for you.
But, Mom...
No buts. You march right back to that school, look them straight in the eye, and say, "Don't eat me."
Okay.
Easy there, young man. You'll only make yourself tired and stringy. Now, to check on the free-range children.
Hold on, kids! I'm coming to rescue the lot of you! Ow! Ugh, I'm bad at this.
I'm going to enjoy devouring you, Bart Simpson. Yes, I believe I'll start as you've so often suggested by eating your shorts.
Don't worry, guys. Something always comes along to save us. Nevertheless, I remain confident that something will come along and save the two Simpson children.
He kinda looks like a baby. Come here, I'm gonna eat you!
I'm bigger than you. I'm higher in the food chain. Get in my belly. Come on. You're lucky, wee man. Ah.
Can I have a hug?
Dr. Evil, let me make you a deal, all right? You get the motor, you keep your money, and I'll get your baby.
Right.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs.
Excuse me.
Chili, baby back ribs.
Is there someone else who has a story they'd like to share? Peter?
Yeah, sure. This one time I was on a city bus, and the guy next to me was eating a bucket of fried chicken.
Yum.
And the smell was getting to me, you know, and even though I didn't know the guy, I just dug in and started stuffing that chicken into my mouth.
Oh.
Embarrassing. I've done that.
It was so delicious, but it wasn't fried chicken. It was a baby! It was a baby!
Wow. Wow. Now, Chris, there's some people who say stem cell research is wrong, that taking cells from a fetus is unethical. Well, it just proves that the public needs to be educated about stem cell research. See, the stem cells from a fetus like this one can form into whatever cells of the body are damaged. They are the most powerful thing on the planet. And how does someone like yourself make use of the stem cells, Chris? Well, it's very simple.
To most people, this is just an ordinary fetus. But to people like me, it's hope.
What an inspiration. Tom, many celebrities have spoken out in protest of stem cell research, but after seeing this, how can they protest now?
Stay clear, guys. Stay clear. Yep, I'm not saying anything.
So, I mean, but Satan and these devils, the evils, they, like, you see it on South Park when they're, like, about, and they're, like, when they're admitting to it and they're joking around, and, you know, Mr. Garrison is Donald Trump, and they're, like, admitting that, you know, it's all witchcraft and they're all witches and this and that. No, just because one witch goes like this doesn't mean you have to turn it into a witch thingy, and they're just trying to avoid saying witch hunt. Because, like, if you think about it, like, that's what Satan wants. Satan and devils, they don't care about humans at all. They don't care about the witches. They don't care about those human vessels of those witches. They're spirits. They're evil spirits. They want to destroy and prove man to be corrupt and evil, not worthy of God in heaven. So their goal is to get people to turn on each other and kill each other and to break God's commandment. They want you to break thou shalt not kill. Like they want you to go kill their witches and those vessels, just like the church did during the Salem witch trials, so they can be like, see, the Christians are all crazy and the church is crazy and they're lynching people and killing people. They want that. They're trying to get people. Their whole goal is to get people to be against people and kill people. That's why they spread violence. So it's like, and I mean, if you think about that, they don't care about their servants at all. They're just using them. I mean, those human vessels, for all I know, they could be, as soon as they sold their souls and signed that contract, their spirit could have directly went to hell, for all we know. These could be just the actual evil devil beings in them, like, you know, all the time, for all we know. It could just be, or they could just be possessing them and taking them over for certain things, like how these, you know, you get these celebrities admitting to it, like, oh, that's Beyonce. Oh, that's when, like, Sasha takes over, or John Goodman. Oh, I don't even want to watch myself because it creeps me out and stuff. It's like they're either getting possessed and taken over when they're doing the evil works and things, or it's just them all the time trying to act like it's not them all the time. Which that's what it seems like. It seems like that's why they admit it, because they're trying to pretend that there is still something human in these beings. so that it's like, oh no, there's hope. It's like they're playing on people's hope and compassion and love and forgiveness and mercy, and they're trying to use it as a weapon against God or something, like, you know what I mean? So they're trying to hide, like, it's still the human, but it's like, I mean, and then when you think about during those witch trial days, Salem, like, think about that word too. So Salem, like Jerusalem, which means, which is like city of peace, because in Hebrew, Salem means peace. Salem. That's why, like, Jerusalem, J-U-R Salem. It's like J-U-R peace. There's lots of words like that like, I'm big on words and breaking down words on anagrams. I'm big on the word. Let me put it like the word, which is Jesus Christ, and the word, which is described as God in the Bible. And I'm really big on the word, you know, like, I like studying words. So when I think about, like, that's not a coincidence, that's set up. Like, it's a coincidence that Salem, when you think about those Salem witch trials, like, Salem means peace. Salem means peace. That doesn't mean that killing all these witches is going to bring Salem and bring peace, but, I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence, like, it's set up, you know, like, that was probably even, could have even been the devil's plan, was like to purposely do that in Salem to try to trick people into thinking that killing all these people and witches will bring peace, like, you know. So it's like, but when I think about words, I break them down a lot, and like I've said in previous videos, many things to do with my name are connected to God, from Jerusalem. You know, like I said, it says like J-U-R peace, you know, Jew, J-U, or J-U, or we, J, Jesus, J-E's us, or J, he's us, or J-A us, like E-S, which means is us, or and us. So like there's a lot of oneness in that. Even the name Yahweh, like, play on words, Yahweh, like Jesus is Yahweh, is the way, Yahweh, and like even Yah, if you look at the word Yah, you could see my name in the word Yah as well. You know, it's like Y-A, you look at the H, it's kind of same thing as the name Elijah. You just turn it, boom, there's a J, you know, and in Elijah, you can just turn it, boom, there's the Y, you know? So it's like, my name is connected to God and to Christ. John, J-on, or no J. Even in the Bible, there was no J. So that was the last letter that was added to the English alphabet. So, but yeah, like even Judas. So Judas backwards spells sad U-J. So that helped me understand, like, that's just a sad me that didn't understand. Or that was like, you know, there was still oneness in that. When I view words, I can break them down and I try to connect them to myself in some way, or I try to see through them. But a lot of the things to do with J in the Bible, there's like lots of connections to do with Christ and God. So like when you, like I was saying in the other videos, if you read the index, it says like, J is the new name I have chosen, J Christ, and J, every time it speaks about Jesus, it'll say in the index of the Bible, in the back of every Bible, it'll say like J Christ, and it'll say like, I will govern my peoples with J, and there's tons of things to do with J. It even says things about 2J, and if you think about the mother that asked Jesus if her sons could stand beside him in the throne in the kingdom, both their names started with a J. You know, it was like they were both. It was I think one of them was like John, and one of them was James or something like that. It was two J's, two different J's, two J's. So it's like, and Jesus said like those. He said like that's not his to give. Remember how he says that in the Bible? He's like, that's not my to give. He was basically saying like, you know, those positions are already filled, kind of thing, or that's up to God, kind of thing. So, but either way, I mean, that could be being fulfilled through my name being 2 J's as well, as two witnesses or the two that stand beside or stand in front of Jesus or stand up for Jesus. You know, like I will stand up and testify and witness to Jesus and for Jesus, and that's what I do. You know, so I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, they don't care about their witches. Like, they don't care about these puppets and these vessels. You know, like, they're spirits. And like, and then when they argue, you'll see a lot of them try to argue like a homosexual thing, like what's his name there? There's Ricky Gervais. People are like, oh, it's so great, he's exposing all the Hollywood people, and it's like, he's in on it too. You don't think that it's like, yeah, their host isn't in on it. He clearly, you know, if you watch Ghost Town, watch that movie, there's a scene in that movie where they're in the office, and they're, you know, in the dentist office, and you can see the folders, their file folders in the background, clear as day, 666 on those folders. Like, there's 666 in his movies, The Invention of Lying, movies like that. You know, it's like he's clearly in on it. You know, if you even look at his previous stand-ups, his one stand-up, his science stand-up, he's doing the 666 hand gesture. He's like looking like a Frankenstein. He's got the bolts in his neck. He's basically a zombie. And if you go back and you watch those, he makes jokes about pedophiles and he makes jokes about raping kids and eating kids and stuff like that. And he says like, oh, kidnapping them, killing them, and raping them, then eating them. And he's like, and even in that order, like.
Or serial killing. That's surprisingly Moorish. You think, oh, I'll just do one heinous crime. I love all that. I'll just go out. You go out, tooled up, and you chop someone up, and don't just kill them. If you're a serial killer, kill them, fuck them, eat them. Right? In that order. At least have a thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see you on telly in 10 years' time going, oh, why'd you do it? Oh, Ricky Gervais told me to try and be a serial killer. Oh, what did you do? I just killed him. Well, you didn't fucking eat him. No, get out of my fucking courtroom. So, and you go, right, I've done that. Get rid of all the body parts. Well, not all of them. Keep a bit for later. What? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, maybe you shouldn't mix alcohol with painkillers. Right? It just seemed like a waste, right? And you get home and you go, right, I've done that, I'll never have to do that again. Before you know it, you're back down B&Q with a brand new claw and you're going, oh, fuck me, here we go again. So, just be warned.
They bow to this pressure of going, oh, these witch hunts, going, oh, sick jokes, oh, sick jokes. Thing is, you tell a sick joke with the express understanding that neither party is really like that. I wouldn't tell a sick joke to a known paedophile. I wouldn't go, here, mate, you are going to love this more than anyone, son.
You disgust me. You're nothing but an animal.
We are all animals.
It's like, this is dark, evil stuff. It's not like he's exposing anyone. That's like Satan trying to act like he's not Satan. Like the devils are in all of these beings, like I said. And it's like, well, in one of his stand-ups, he's talking about how animals, oh, it's natural for homosexuality. Look at all these animals that do it. And he shows pictures of certain animals. Well, in the Bible, that argument, that is a weak argument, because in the Bible, Jesus casted devil spirits into pigs. So there were evil spirits, devils, that took the form of pigs, and then they jumped off the cliff or jumped into the water and drowned themselves, so that their spirits could be released from that vessel and probably go possess another human vessel. So it's like, so that doesn't prove anything that animals can do homosexuality. That could be devils using animals, doing their evil acts still to try to confuse humans, mislead them. It's just a scheme. So it's like, so when people try to argue that, it's like it's a strong argument or something. Like, it's like, no, there's lots of testimonies talking. There's testimony in the Bible talking about devils being casted into animals. And then there's also the other side of like angels being able to control animals' mouths, like when Daniel in the lion's den, and being able to control certain animals. Elijah with the bears, or Elisha with the bears coming out and mauling the 40 that were mocking him or whatever in the Bible. There's lots of things to do with animals being able to be controlled by angels and by the Holy Spirit and by spirits and things like that. So yeah, I just wanted to address that weak argument that these people, you see these people like, you know, and then Toronto and like, oh, Pride Parade, like it's like, yeah, a sin that, let's call it a sin, like pride. Like pride's clearly described as a sin, you know. And then you like watch South Park, you got like it's Satan in there, like doing homosexual things with like Saddam Hussein and flying on a pride glider and stuff like that. It's like, take a hint, people. Like, how do you people, like I said, spiritually sleeping or what? Like, you can't take a hint? Clearly. They have witches. It's male witches as well as females, but I mean, they're called warlocks. They're warmongers. They're male witches. The Freemasons, you know, this goes deep. It's like the whole Freemasons. If you look on the church grounds in cities all across the world, there's Masonic lodges on the properties of most churches. They've infiltrated churches.
Most viewers will now once again experience some more cognitive dissonance. But hey, remember when the first reports emerged about the sexual abuse of boys and girls by Catholic priests and nuns? At first nobody believed it. People were too shocked to handle it. But now, so many years later, it is common knowledge to most people. The church paid millions of dollars to its victims in an effort to silence them. We now have the evidence. We have numbers, statistics. People have grown used to the idea that priests, bishops and cardinals rape children on an enormous scale. And if you think the popes washed their hands in innocence, you're in for a big shock. Now I realize that satanic cult offerings of babies and children is a step further than sexual abuse. But I can assure you that more and more victims will soon speak up. And step by step, people can work their way through their cognitive dissonance so that soon we'll be able to save these children.
So Satan's minions are within these churches, defaming churches. They got priests, like satanic priests, molesting little boys, trying to act like it's Christian people and Christian priests and things like that. And it's like, the Christians don't do those kinds of things, you know. So it's like they have infiltrated these churches all across the world, and they're molesting children and hurting children, eating children. And it's like, you know, you can see on the American dollar bill, you know, you put you write when they write the Star of David there, and then they look at it, and it's on the bill, and it points to the letters that spell Mason, like an anagram for Mason, and then they got the pyramid in the middle. You know, they got the I at the top on the $1 bill. It says one, like they're all one. They consider themselves one. Like that same, oh, we're all one kind of teaching, and it's all us, so we're allowed to do whatever we want. And, you know, God, we're God, so we won't be ruled, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, but it's like, it's all false teaching because they're blaspheming God's name. You know, if they were one with the Holy Spirit and God, they wouldn't be blaspheming Jesus Christ and His name. They would be loving Jesus Christ and God and children and things like that. So it's like, and there's scriptures in the Bible about that. It says, like, I know your sufferings, the tribulation that you're going through, that, you know, that you are poor, but you are really rich, because what it's talking about there is like, yeah, even though we're poor, we're actually very rich. When you think about even people that are poor in these times, you know, the technology that exists, and we have water, and we have a lot of luxuries that they didn't have back in the day. Like we're still very blessed, you know, like this generation, even though this is one of the worst times, if not the worst time, you know, because of, like I said, Sodom and Gomorrah and all those. It's like, and even the days of Noah, they, you know. But yeah, like it says in those scriptures, these beings, they claim to be Jews, but they are of the synagogue of Satan. So why, like, that's them. They have the, you know, you put the Star of David on there. You know, it says points to Mason. They claim to be like, you know, Jews. All the people in Hollywood, like Adam Sandler and all these beings out there, they all claim to be Jewish and stuff, but they're not practicing Judaism. They're not even practicing those things. They're of the synagogue of Satan. You know, like it's like and I mean Hitler, people always view him like he was evil, like so evil and this and that, but like it's not a coincidence that he persecuted and attacked the Jews. You know, he could, from his perspective, he could have seen that that these people are claiming that they're Jews and are in charge of this system and money. He would have seen that and been like, we have to free the people from this. So, you know, like that's probably why he was like, yo, like we gotta kill all these people, because, you know, so he took it probably to the next level of like, yo, he could have seen that and rose up and been like, yo, these are satanic evil beings. We have to get rid of these witches, you know, either that or he was one of them, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's a coincidence that he targeted specifically the Jews when they're the ones who have always been perceived as running these government. They always have all the money. They're perceived as having a lot of money and that they're in charge of government and like things like that. So they were the ones who killed Christ, you know. The Pharisees and were the ones who persecuted Jesus and killed Christ. So, you know, he probably witnessed that there is devils in these beings that are claiming to be Jews, and he probably was like, yo, we got to do something about it. I'm not trying to defend him murdering and killing people, because that's breaking commandment right away. So, I mean, for me, I am going to leave it to God. If beings come after me and to kill me, God will take care of that for me. I'm not going to have to go to physical violence. God will rain fire and deal with those beings. Just like in the days of Elijah, you know, he didn't physically have to kill anyone, or like, you know, and it says that about the two witnesses too. It says anyone that tries to kill them will have to die in the way, they will die in the way that they try to, you know, it's always that they try to inflict, the hurt that they try to inflict will be inflicted upon them. And like, that's like in the days of Moses and the Pharaoh, like the Pharaoh tries to kill the firstborn son, he gets their own firstborn sons killed, you know, so it backfires on them. That's basically what it seems like is going to happen with Elijah and the two witnesses. So any beings that try to hurt God and God's vessels that he's in, they're going to bring it upon themselves. But I doubt that's what he was doing, because Hitler didn't seem to raise any of the people's awareness that these beings are doing any of these things, or that it's witches and evil beings. So it was probably just some evil, next level evil devils working through him and the Germans and things, because like I've even seen testimonies from the German soldiers saying how they felt possessed. I know they put a lot of the soldiers on drugs, things like that, so they probably weakened their vessels, possessed them. It was probably just demons. But I just wanted to point out how, you know, I don't think it's coincidental that it was involved the Jews. So
there were so many suspects, FBI agents needed a bus. Leaders of some of New Jersey's most prominent towns and rabbis from New York and New Jersey being led in handcuffs.
This case is not about politics. It is certainly not about religion. It is about a shocking betrayal of the public trust.
These are two nearly separate investigations. Their common link, what the government calls a cooperating witness. Reportedly this man, Solomon Dweck, who became an informant 2 years ago after being accused of a $50 million bank fraud. In what reads like a Sopranos episode, he wore a wire for the FBI, handing out envelopes stuffed with cash to public officials in parking lots and laundering $3 million with the rabbis. Hoboken Mayor Peter Camerano, sworn in only 3 weeks ago, is accused of accepting $25,000 in cash. He told the cooperating witness, quote, "You're going to be treated like a friend." And of the people who oppose him, quote, "They get ground into powder."
Politicians willingly put themselves up for sale. They existed in an ethics-free zone.
Separately, the cooperating witness gave what he said were illegal gains to the rabbis who allegedly hid the money using charitable organizations. One suspect even offered to find a human kidney for a transplant. This is all part of a 10-year public corruption investigation that has already yielded 2 other high-profile indictments. Officials say some politicians don't seem to be getting the message.
New Jersey's corruption problem is one of the worst, if not the worst, in the nation.
Notoriety that no state wants. Kelly Wallace, CBS News, Newark.